Did you know Nigeria generates over 32 million tons of solid waste every year, and nearly half of that is a food waste? Yet, less than 10% is recycled, meaning most of it ends up in landfills, water waste, or wasted potentials. That's a staggering challenge, but also a powerful opportunity for circular economy solutions in our food systems. On the sustainability side today, we are joined by Ms. Faith Abimbola, a passionate sustainability and climate smart advisory enthusiast whose work bridges fisheries science, circular food systems, climate resilience, and human branding strategies. With research spanning aquaculture health, biodiversity conversion, and eco friendly innovations, Miss Faith is helping communities and businesses in Nigeria reimagine greener production and consumption pathways. She is here to unpack how circular economy thinking can transform Nigerian food systems, reducing waste, regenerating ecosystems, and building resilience for the future. Hey everyone, it's Fatima here. I know it's been a little while, but I'm so glad to be back with you. A very happy new year to you all. Wishing you all the very best in 2026. And what better way to kick things off than our very first episode of the year? Now, Dr. Sama and our honorable guest, Miss Faith, will be talking about the circular shift with Nigerian food systems. Stay tuned to know more after this short intro.
Sing it loud, let's unite on the sustainability side. Feel the love day and night. Let's turn the tides, make a change today. Together we define our sustainable way. With every step we take, we rise and glow on the sustainability side. Let the good vibes flow.
Iyanuoluwa Abimbola from Lagos, Nigeria, and I have interest in circular economy, waste management, and food systems, sustainable food systems.
That's great, Faith. As you mentioned, I'm going to call you Faith. It's such a beautiful name.
Thank
So,
you.
my curious question, like, what made you choose this field? Why?
Okay, my background is in fisheries, but before
Mm-hmm.
I got into the university to study fisheries, I've had
Okay.
experience with subsistence farming. My
Mm-hmm.
family used to own a small garden, and then my foster family used to own pig farm and other farms, other forms
Okay.
of
Okay.
stock
Okay.
farm.
Mm-hmm.
So my interests in circular economy and climate change came about during my course of study in the University of Lagos. I studied in the University of
Mm-hmm.
Lagos, and
That's nice.
we're taught different aspects of fisheries, the biological oceanography. We're taught
Mm-hmm.
chemical oceanography and physical oceanography, and how
Mm-hmm.
temperature and other factors affect fisheries. So going on, doing research, writing papers, reviewing literatures, I discovered that climate has been affecting production not only for terrestrial farming or not only for crop farming, but also in
Mm-hmm.
livestock farming. And one of the parameters that we look out for in fish farming or aquaculture is we check the temperature of the water. We want to ensure that the temperature of the water is conducive for the
Mm-hmm.
fish, because
Okay.
these are how much they feed, how much they convert the food into fat or flesh. So all these parameters affect what we call food eventually.
Exactly.
Yes, it brings
That's
about
nice,
maybe
though. So,
surplus or decline in the production of food. And
oh yeah,
as humans, we need food to survive.
definitely, definitely. So continuing to our main topic today, we are going to discuss about circular economy in Nigerian food system.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So again, we are going to discuss the topic like circular economy in Nigerian food systems. Continuing on, I'm gonna ask you the very first question. Is the
Okay.
circular economy actually affordable for the average Nigerian? If we
Okay.
can ban a sachet tomorrow to save the environment, do we risk dehydrating the poor? What is a scalable circular alternative to the Nolan sachet, which actually looks like a refill station? Or we can shift over to any biodegradable films that can actually degrade in our climate. So this is my first question to you.
Okay. Circular economy is not new to us in Nigeria. It is something that we have been practicing in Nigeria in our daily lives and uh, as a principle for living in Nigeria. It is just that the name tag is just probably coming as new to us. Like we've been doing it
Mm,
with I hand down my dress to my younger one that can still use it, and then I repurpose my cloth that is no longer useful for me or my younger one as rag. That's circular
mm,
economy, ensuring that any material you have goes through the total life cycle until it is no longer usable. So
mm.
we practice that in Nigeria already. It is not new to us. And then
That's
when we
right.
talk about water, sachet water is an invention by someone who discovered that people want convenience. They want to be able to
Mm,
handle their water conveniently, and people want it to be affordable. In
mm.
Nigeria, before the advent of sachet water, we used to refill our kegs. We have
Yes.
kegs, use earthen pots, we use pail buckets that has cover to get water, potable water that would take water from the bucket
Mm,
and things like that. So sachet water came about when people saw that there's need for convenience in handling potable water. So
mm,
if we are going to take away sachet water, or we're going to take away sachet because of plastic, people will still survive. Actually, it's not going to really affect the poor because till date
mm,
we have families that refill their water from a nearby sachet water factory, probably for a fee. We have some people that
mm-hmm.
depend on borehole water. Like in Nigeria, from when you go from compound or from building to building, apartment to apartment, they have their own source of pipe-borne water.
Mm, mm.
So,
But
it's just going to
yeah.
affect the business side, and
Mm,
I believe that there's no history has it that a serious sustainable change is going to affect whether positively or negatively the business. It's
yes.
only the business that is not willing to invent, to innovate, that it will really affect. But any business that is willing to ideate, innovate, invent, and take action, look for something around the problem and fix it, will be able to survive.
Yeah. But focusing on the question, like most of the sachets, these have this nylon material, if I'm not wrong, right, which is not good for the environment. So, is there any biodegradable films or any package that has been used as a, substitute for this? Is there anything happening?
Presently, I don't know of anything happening around that. But I know that some researchers are already trying, since they talk about sustainable packaging, biodegradable packaging. I know that some people have started working on creating biodegradable plastics. And recently, I came about a particular work that has been done by someone that converted starch into
Hmm.
plastic. I do not know exactly of any
Okay.
um, sachet water producing company that is already using biodegradable plastic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, understood. So, Nigeria generates over like 2 million tons of palm kernel shells, right? We call it as a PKS. And
Yeah.
actually, it's nice, innovative. Like most of the innovative entrepreneurs are now exporting snail shells for calcium supplements. Beyond just like compost, where is this the untapped commercial gold mine in Nigeria foodways right now?
Well, in Nigeria, waste management is actually a good mine. In Nigeria,
Hmm.
currently, you see a lot of people working around the plastic waste management. But actually, the food stem waste management too has potentials that if we actually look into it and discover the um, opportunities in it, we can harness the opportunities. One opportunity that I know of is corn cobs. You know, corn cobs, when you remove
Yeah,
the
yeah,
grains from the
yes,
cob
yes.
can be used in animal feed. Actually, we know
Hmm.
that there's great competition between humans and animals for feed. For the same
Hmm.
grain that humans need, animals also need. And you know, the
Yeah.
mentality that how do I feed my animal with corn cobs that I cannot eat? But when we
Hmm.
are looking at it from the aspects of waste management, we'll see that it's possible for us to incorporate these corn cobs into meal animal feed, but at a particular percentage. I've seen research
Hmm.
papers around it where people have worked on using fermented corn cobs, um, just corn cobs without fermentation or processing, and they've come up with results and compared different outcomes from their feed trials. So Concom is an opportunity or is a ways that can actually be used to on a commercial scale for
Hmm.
animal feed, also for making briskets,
Hmm. Okay.
fuel, some form of fuel, and for animal feed. Another gold mine opportunity is the
Yeah.
cashew apple. Cashew apple.
Oh.
Cashew
Oh.
apple is under explored. Is under explored
Okay.
because the cashew nut is the focus or target of most
Yeah.
farmers. They want to export it and it is of high value to them more than the apples. So the apples are left to rot and they release methane into the atmosphere that eventually affects our climate.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
harnessing the or using this cashew apple can be used for ethanol. It can be used in producing juice. It can be used in producing some other things that will be useful for us. So it's another gold mine in the Nigerian food system that is yet to be explored. I know currently that most of the states in Nigeria are already working on biogas using the
Mm-hmm.
waste created from food, from especially those large food markets like the Mile 12 markets and some other markets in Nigeria. Using the wastes from tomatoes that don't eventually get buyers, they don't get buyers for that becomes a nuisance. They feed it into the biogas plants to generate electricity. So that's another gold mine that can also be an
Mm.
Nigeria.
Yeah. Undoubtedly, it's a great treasure you are actually talking about. So, continuing with that question, I would ask you, like, if you were starting a business today, and definitely we are continuing with our topic. If you are starting a business today with zero capital, which specific waste stream would you monetize immediately? Like, what's happening in Nigeria basically? What's the trend going on related to the waste, food waste?
Food based. Um, in Nigeria, presently, the government is trying and putting up framework for waste management, framework for plastic pollution management, and all.
Mm.
And currently in Nigeria, we I have seen and have been part of um, the investment of the government, the investment of corporate bodies in
Mm.
empowering youths to get information, adequate information, to be a part of the global change that is happening around climate, circular economy, waste management. And
Hmm.
currently, in the food system in Nigeria, an opportunity that I know that I can start with zero capital is Concobs. Concobs in Oyo State. There's this particular market where grains are taken away from the crops. The crops farm users they discard it and just
Sorry.
leave it there to
Yeah, it got stuck. Can you repeat one more time? Like you said, you were talking about zero capital. Can you repeat again because it got stuck? Sorry.
okay. So I said that in Nigeria, the government is trying to empower people, sensitize people about waste management, and corporate bodies are also involved using their CSR to empower youth and
Hmm.
give us the knowledge and give us what it takes to start waste management business. And currently, to start a food waste management business without zero capital, one can start with fish waste in Makoko
Hmm.
market. In Makoko market, people go there to buy their fish, and the fishmongers, the women there, will help you to descale your fish. Some people don't want the head, they cut off the head and all that. Those things are eventually disposed and they become a menace, like they become a problem in the environment. So collecting
Hmm.
some waste for biogas, because to them is a problem. They don't want it. They give it to you free
Yeah.
to just
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
okay. For biogas, for other forms of research, really, that gives information to the um people that are already in the system to get what they need to do to improve the system for us, to improve food system for us. Also, shrimp shell. In the
Hmm.
market,
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
that go to buy their shrimps, they ask them to remove the shell. Shrimp shell can be used for soil conditioner, can be used for manure. Shrimp shell is rich in chitosan, is rich in protein. So when you use this shell in agriculture as a form of regenerative agricultural practice, as in to use it to make the soil rich for your plants, is a source of waste that I can use and can make money from.
Hungry or health conscious? Discover Nelagam, your trending destination for heritage nutrition. The world's moving to real foods and we are setting the pace. From high fiber millet noodles that instantly hit for busy Indian homes to our powerful traditional rice picked for immunity and pure taste. Dive into millet flakes that made for crunchy satiety and heart health with gluten-free varieties for all ages. And don't miss our delicious millet pasta, rich in protein, light on your stomach, with trending flavors like multi-millet and kutravelli, crafted for nutrition without compromise. India's top creators are making us viral, but your taste buds are the real reviewers. Go beyond trendy, choose heritage, choose health, try Nelegam, the real food influencer.
So I said, if an young
Okay.
entrepreneur walks up to you with a circular food idea today, what makes them investable to this new green funds that, or what are the investors would be looking for with the startups? What would you
Okay.
recommend them to go into which kind of streams, which is related to the food waste and the circular economy?
Okay. Green investors today are not chasing ideas really alone. They are backing execution, access, and cash flow. So when a young entrepreneur presents a circular food idea, investability is determined less by how elegant the solutions sounds and more by how grounded it is in real world systems. I can remember my experience with Lagos Business School, the capstone project by the groups after the program we were going to present, and everyone was talking about this and that and lofty ideas. And the panelists were more about what is investable about this that you want to do. It's not about the lofty idea. It's about what is investable. And the first question investors ask is not about technology, but about waste access. How can you get the waste you want to use? So those are the things that um, I would expect that a young entrepreneur will have answers for. How can you get the waste? Like I remember that someone was talking about plastic waste, and the investor was like, if you can get 1,000 tons of the plastic waste, I will invest in you.
Mm.
So this source of waste, the access to the waste is very, very important. Who controls the waste system is very, very important. And is there a signed agreement with processors, marketers, or aggregators in Nigeria? All those things matter, as in the control of the feedstock of the waste that the young entrepreneur wants to use is what makes the business viable and possible. So second, the investors also will prioritize unit economics. Like they want to understand the cost of collection, processing, and selling what you're going to get. And a model that works at 10 tons per week is far more attractive than a grand plan that only works at scale. So they are not the investors they are ready to invest in doing the dirty job, not just presenting some forms of technology like I have technology that's going to work. Okay, you have technology. What exactly is this technology going to bring? How are you going to get the waste that you are going to use with this technology that you're
Mm.
already inventing or already working? So the technology is not as important as the dirty job, really. The dirty job is more important because we are talking about the feedstock for the business, which is waste. Access to it, availability, and who are the other people that are competing for the same waste as you really matters in the choice or in the choice of green investors and getting green funds.
Okay, so I was asking like, are the investors looking for a high-tech SaaS platform that track waste, or they're looking to fund the grassroots people for physical logistic trucks and the recycling plants in Nigeria? How it's working there?
Okay, I know that investors are willing to fund grassroots people that are willing to do the dirty work, because it's being able to do the dirty work that brings about the profits, the revenue. Currently,
Mm.
we have a lot of people in the plastic waste stream, and as low as the aggregator, the plastic collectors and aggregators and co, people are making a lot of money from it. So the dirty job is really the source of the money. It is not
Mm.
in the tech system, really. The tech system is to advance or to help the work to be easier, to be seamless. But the
Mm.
downstream, the dirty job is very, very important for the technology to work. So you cannot
Mm.
say you are creating technology and you don't have a source for the technology you are creating. So investors really want to invest in the dirty job. They don't mind because they know that's where the money will come from. So it's not the tech, first of all. It is the dirty job. Then you can now invent or work around getting technology to make the work better than it is.
Yeah, I totally understand. So I'm so curious to know like how is the farming related waste happens in Nigeria? Like how is it managed?
How is what?
Farming related waste management happening in Nigeria.
Farming related waste management.
Yes.
Uh, Farming related waste management is still evolving, is still developing.
Mm.
Actually, the farming related waste that is really now in use or being manage really is the one from the market, the
Hmm.
one they gathered in the market. I know of Lagos State Biogas that they are collecting waste from the market and feeding it into their biogas plants, but it's really still evolving. It's not yet really established. But I know that as time goes on, people will begin to uh, see the opportunities in it. I know of another man, I think in Ondo State, he helps people to fix biogas, the like backyard biogas. Is really pushing for the markets, encouraging people
Mm-hmm.
to recognize it. It helps people to put their to manage their food waste by converting it into gas for their use in their homes. But he's still doing it on a subsistence level. I know that with time,
Hmm.
as he gets to convince this person and person um, allows him to do it for them, another person will introduce him, he will begin to get referrals, and that's how it's going to get better. But at the moment, it is not yet well developed. It's still
Okay,
developed.
okay. So, when we think about Nigeria, it's full of resources, right?
Yes,
So, especially the food resources. How is your
yes.
country managing, and where do you think your country needs improvement, and where do you think you are very good at comparing to the world?
My country is Nigeria. The Nigerian government is doing a lot to help the nation to overcome the food crisis. And
Hmm.
I know of how the government is empowering youths, young people, giving them in form of grants. I know of Tony Elumelu Foundation. Some people have gotten fund grants from them, and they are establishing their businesses. I know of Act Foundation, which I was opportune to enjoy the grants from them, fellowship, with scholarship, with which I
Hmm.
studied at the Lagos um, School School of Business, Lagos Business School. Yes. So I know that the Nigerian government is trying to invest in the youths, to empower them, to ensure that they get what it takes to be able to produce. Um, from last year, since last year, the government has been encouraging youths to go into farming, into our
Hmm.
agriculture, so that we can boost the food production in the country. Because there was a time that the food became very expensive, and
Yeah.
people were really wailing around the problem associated with being unable to afford food. But
Yes.
around this time last year, a bag of rice was sold at 105,000 naira, which is a lot for a very small Nigerian family, or not so
Hmm.
well Nigerian family to afford. But this year, the case is different, and I see that the government is trying their best to ensure that people get access to food, because there's
Yes.
adage, a Yoruba adage that says when um, food is out of poverty, poverty is being taken care of little by little.
Hmm. So, my final question is like, when it comes to circularity, where do you think your nation is going towards? Like you have already mentioned, already Nigeria is a place with a lot of circularity happening. But when it comes to food system, do you think, uh, like in future, where should your country should move towards, and what are the improvements you feel personally that your government should do and individuals should do, or anybody who is watching should take towards the circularity when it comes to the food system?
Okay. And there's a saying that I heard when I was doing the program at Lagos Business School, that the government doesn't have business doing business. Actually, it's
Hmm.
difficult for people to accept it. But what the government is responsible to do is to create the enabling environment to do business. I believe
Hmm.
that with the enabling environment that the government creates, in the next few years, Nigerian food waste system will be better, in that people will get access to investments. Investors will come into Nigeria because the government is actually creating the enabling environment, and this will help people to begin to see how they can propose solution to the problems that already um, exist around food waste management.
Mm,
I believe
mm,
that in a short time, with the enabling environment by the government, young people, because I was opportunity to be among a group of young people that got the scholarship with Lagos Business School, and I
mm,
passion, I can see the interest in young
mm.
people to provide solutions to the existing problem, and the understanding that you shouldn't wait for government is like the biggest breakthrough. Once you know that you cannot depend on government to do business,
Yeah,
they should just
yeah,
create an environment for you to do business. You will know that you have to channel your passion right and seek how you can get funding to do the business. I know that when young
yes.
people invest in it, Nigeria is a great place to be. It's a great place to be,
Mm,
and things can get
yeah,
better with our innovation, taking action, and being part of what the government will do, to enabling them to do what they need to do to help us. Yeah.
yeah. That's really great. It was so nice talking to you, Faith. You explained us a lot. You have walked through the journey, like how this your country is managing and how, what the youth nowadays are facing, and you slowly move ahead and explain this like what towards which state your country is moving, and you have also addressed very beautiful things to the people who are listening and watching to us. It was very nice talking to you, Faith, and I really hope in future we can talk a lot about fisheries. I'm like really looking forward to talk about oceanography and management, maybe in the upcoming podcast with you. It
Yeah,
was very nice talking to you.
I'll be very happy to um, take it further around fisheries, ocean management, and all, because
Yeah.
I'll be returning to school to do my PhD. So that's going to
Oh,
really help to be able
that's
to.
that's really great.
Yeah, yeah.
Then best wishes for your PhD.
Thank you.
Keep doing the great work. I know you're doing a lot when it comes to circularity through your posts, through your suggestions, through your ideas. You are doing amazing work. Keep doing a great work. And it was so
Thank you.
nice meeting you again. Have a very good
Thank
day
you.
ahead.
And you too.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
As we've heard today, Nigeria's food system hold both urgent challenges and transformative opportunities. By embracing circular economy principles, reducing waste, regenerating ecosystems, and rethinking how we produce and consume, we can move towards a future where sustainability is not a choice but a culture. A big thank you to you, Faith, for sharing her insights and visions. And to our listeners, remember every step towards circularity, no matter how small, helps build a resilience for our communities and our planet. Stay curious, stay committed, and keep the sustainability at the center of your story. If you enjoyed today's conversation, join the Sustainability Side community. Connect with us on LinkedIn, Ko-Fi, or Discord. Share your ideas, keep the dialogue going, and be the part of building a future where sustainability is a culture, not choice. Because here on the sustainability side, we don't just see problems, we see possibilities. Keep imagining a better way forward. A sustainability is not mine, it's ours. I'll be back soon with much more. Until next time, take care, stay tuned, curious and inspired only on the sustainability side.
Feel the joy, let's unite on the sustainability.